you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Today, we're going to drop in on, I am fired up as heck in the middle of a monsoon in Long Beach Island, coming out of the ocean from surfing for lightning, and for you amazing, fine folks. So appreciative that you're here with us on Trajectory Tuesday on The Real Raw, that you said yes, that you're present. Gina Ricci, who do we have with us here today?
Wow, that is exciting, Sean. Thank you. We have an extraordinary gentleman. You may know a Tony Robbins Platinum partner coming to us from Los Angeles, international direct seller of telecom, energy, essential services, 30 plus years in real estate. Welcome, Will Fukui, to The Real Raw.
Will, what's happening?
Thank you, brother. Great to be here.
Great to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a little overcast here in LA, so I can't say it's sunny. I mean, my window looks a little bit like yours, to tell you the truth. I don't have a monsoon, but it's a little overcast. But I live right by the beach, so it's always kind of overcast here.
Yeah, brother. I just got out of the ocean. Beach is just a few feet that way, and went to lunch with my son, and we had to literally take off our shoes to walk through about 8 to 12 inches of water to get into the chicken or the egg to have lunch. That is how flooded Long Beach Island is.
You're on, so that's New York, right? New York, New Jersey?
There's a Long Island. This is New Jersey. Okay. It's Long Beach Island. P.S. rated as the second best swimming beach in America by Dr. Beach at Florida International University. Not a Jersey guy. Incredible sandbar, great surfing. But I've been out in, of course, your beautiful California. We were surfing out there about a week and a half ago or so in Venice. So love it.
I live right next to Venice Beach. It's a great. Yeah. And I know you're a big Bruce fan. So am I. Absolutely.
Yes. I want to dive in for ever. I'm going to pause for now to get to meet the other fine folks, but I'm going to Bruce on Broadway again on July 2nd.
Awesome.
And I will tell you the fun fact of why we're invited to that, because it's a testament to what's possible. And it just happened on one of our amazing Unblinded elite coaching calls. And I'll share what happened. But Will, thank you so much for being here. And what's your fun fact?
Okay, well, I have two real short ones because I couldn't decide the two. The first one is, and I'm going to date myself by this, but the Grateful Dead played in my high school gymnasium back in 1967. Yeah. They had just opened. They had just broke their first album. I tell deadheads that, and they go crazy, and they go, no way. But you can actually look up the ticket online. The second fun fact I had was I was playing in bands in the 60s in the San Francisco Bay Area. It was great time, flower power, hippies, all that, San Francisco sound. And we opened for a band. There was like 4 to 6 bands that we played these roller rink shows in the Bay Area. And we were the opening act, so we were down the bottom of the bill. We opened, but there was a band that we opened for called the Gollywogs, of a name, and they were the Gollywogs. And so I went off to college, and they later morphed into Creedence Clearwater Revival, same guys.
ECR in the building. This is well, you may like.
And I actually met John Fogerty, and I told them that later on.
That is, it ain't me. Oh my goodness. Amazing. So love it. Love the presence. And if Bella Rita so chooses, you may very much like her fun fact, and we'll see how far she goes with it, but that's up to her. So Will, I am present to rock, hearts, aliveness, and also the fact that when the Grateful Dead played at your high school, it was actually, that summer was the Summer of Love, right? 1967.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Will, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Gina, we got Will, who's rolling in the participant role with this amazing man.
Well, Sean, we might be switching it up a bit. The participant role by a doctor, he's just not here yet. We're looking to see if he's having some tech issues. So can I share our incredible judges with you?
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. This woman, heart, drive, mission, coming to us from Houston, rock star attorney Sean. She's a writer and author, social justice, equity, inspiring people to continue pressing forward. She knows God has a plan, even when we can't see it. Welcome, April Williams, to The Real Raw.
April, welcome to the party. Coming from you in Houston, Texas today?
Yes, I am.
April, thank you for being here. And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is, I explained to Gina, I ran track in high school and in college and a little bit after. And the fun fact is, in high school, I was an All-American in the long jump, and I was the first female athlete in my school's history to become an All-American.
That's extraordinary. Let's hear it for April. Coming off track extraordinary. And would you mind sharing your top long jump record?
My top long jump is 6 meters, 32 inches, 6.32 meters, and that is 20 feet, 9 inches.
I am present to that as my daughters were track people in high school. My youngest daughter, my youngest of my oldest children is actually graduating from high school in 3 days, just finishing her senior year of track. That is extraordinary, April. And yes, truly all-American members. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Gina.
Sean, we have another platinum partner coming from St. Louis. Mr. Peter King became a real estate millionaire in his 20s, a millionaire investor in his 20s, developed 1 million plus e-commerce sites, and in his 30s, coaches men how to be peak performers in his 40s. Welcome, Peter King, to The Real Raw.
Thank you.
How are you, Peter?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, awesome to have you here today. And what is your fun fact, Peter?
Well, I've got a couple, but the one that comes to mind is maybe not perceived as a fun fact initially. It centers on the work that I do, but that almost all of society's ills can be traced to a lack of father in the home. So the fun side of it is, by helping develop better men, we develop better fathers. And as a result, down the chain of symptoms there, you heal a lot of society's issues simply by helping men be better fathers in the home. So that's my fun fact.
Dude, that's awesome. Appreciate you. And are you currently a Platt or no?
No, Platt alum.
What year was your Platt year or years?
2015 and 16.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. And what brought you to Platt originally, Peter?
Just Tony Robbins, obviously. I mean, I attended UPW and just dove into that world. In fact, I go back to, I'm sure some of you can relate to the Get the Edge series that he did, the infomercials late at night. I remember laying in bed with my wife, like poking her as she's falling asleep, like, oh, we got to get this, we got to get this. So we started to, that's how I first got introduced to it. And then ultimately just bought into the whole program for a while.
Awesome, man. And how about your fun fact?
Well, I've got there was the one fun fact I shared, but I have another one, which is I've also just been new to the Joe Dispenza world, the meditation, and the realm of the quantum has been blowing my mind, like quite literally lately. And so the fun fact is that I've learned through Dr. Dispenza is that the pineal gland is a transducer, I think I'm saying that right, of energy through which you can attain higher frequencies of communication. Some might say divine, which it's like I said, literally blowing my mind.
Well, very cool. But we do keep this to PG-13, okay, Peter?
Okay.
I wasn't already talking about. I'm just joking. So that is absolutely extraordinary. Congratulations on the expansion of your pineal gland.
Thank you.
Awesome job, brother. For real. And no, we are present to Joe Dispenza's work, and we're just at Siri Lindley and Rebecca Keats' horse rescue fundraiser, let's go with, event at their ranch this weekend, and they're become very, very dear friends. And I use the word friend advisedly. I don't call everybody my friend. And we're having a conversation about Joe Dispenza, and actually one of the people that were there, again, another dear friend, and a line in the Tony Robbins world that I, am close to. And we're talking about potentially funding some of Joe Dispenza's research and the work to scientifically confirm the things that he's talking about. He's looking for additional funding and acceleration. So it is very funny,
cool.
Very interesting that you bring that up on this Trajectory Tuesday, because that conversation was happening on Saturday. So very, yeah, appreciate it. So thank you for being here, Peter.
Thank you.
Gina, we got Peter, we got April, and we have
this extraordinary gentleman coming from Atlanta. Much to say, my heart to his. He's also lost a child, and he also grew up very poor, but his aunts kept him and his 6 siblings together. He was in the Air Force. After leaving the military, he worked as a civilian in the Air Force, but attended law school at night, Sean. He became a federal criminal investigator. I mean, there's so many incredible things to say. He was hired by a PI firm, eventually opened up his own PI firm outside of Atlanta, and he is just an extraordinarily heart-centered man. He is also a pastor. He is out to make the world a better place, and we are so glad you are here. Mr. Lamont Scott, welcome to The Real Raw.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, hey, Lamont, how are you?
I'm good, Sean. How about you?
I'm doing well, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for asking.
Yeah, and how about your fun fact, Lamont?
I'm that person that looks for the good in everybody. And just when I was a federal agent years ago, we conducted a massive arrest of several cases combined in a certain area. And there was a young man that we put him in jail. He's behind the bars, and Special Agent Scott comes up to him. Now, we just put him behind the bars, but then I start to talk to him about his life. Who are you, and why are you here? And what are you going to do in your future? And those kinds of things. That's kind of who I am. I believe in helping even people who are down. I didn't stick my chest out because we arrested him. I felt bad because of his age. And that's kind of sort of who I am. That's my life, serving people.
Well, Lamont, if that's the way the world operates, our mission here is to cause leaders to lead leaders, to merge ecosystems for 1 + 1 = 1 trillion relationships, or at least more than 10, to make the world a greater place. P.S. That trillion can be in energy, it could be in money, it could be in time leverage, any of those things. So thank you for we talk about unconditional love here with boundaries, and that unconditional love is exactly what you demonstrated, obviously, where you're loving this person, and there were boundaries, there was consequences for behavior, but you never stopped the love. And if that's how we all operate and model you, Lamont, this world is a greater place like this. So thank you for sharing that beautiful story.
Yes, well.
So appreciate you very, very much. And again, thank you for being here. Gina, as usual, amazing, extraordinary, magical human beings. And what else we have?
So Sean, what do you say we see if April wants to roll in the participant position, share her magic, share her face lit up. And
as a participant today, since our doctor is perhaps in surgery or was kidnapped by space aliens, or perhaps has stepped into the quantum realm.
Yeah, perhaps he has. What do you say, April?
Okay, why not?
All right, we're gonna have some fun. Thank you, April, for doing that. And Gina, if we could support with another judge, that would be fantastic. And let's see we could, who and where we can access from. We have a lot of real simultaneously team. So we are always prepared if somebody for some reason can't make it. So thank you for that. And of course, we have the one and only influence sorceress, the co-host of The Real Raw, the person amongst people that creates heart-centered, magical individuals, sources them, recruits them, finds them to support your business or professional practice in its growth, in its marketing and selling. And this woman, Bella Verita, started selling crafts on her front lawn as a small child, falling in love with the concept of selling, becoming a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing, graduating and becoming the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. Like, think about that for a second. #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. And yes, now as the head sales sorceress, influence sorceress, she is sourcing talent at Align Talent to market, scale, and grow. So you need people. You need people to help you grow. Bella Verita is your answer, and she is the answer as the co-host in The Real Raw. Bella Verita, how are you on this trajectory Tuesday, and what is your fun fact?
I am fantastic, and I think I am most excited about the fact that I am not in Long Beach Island right now, because you would definitely have me out surfing in what did you didn't say hurricane conditions today. What are the conditions today?
Like a monsoon.
Monsoon. Okay, in monsoon conditions, because my fun fact is I've only ever surfed in hurricane conditions, like sandbars disappearing, because like Sean doesn't really do anything easy. It's all about like, let's see what you can overcome. Let's go out in the water at 37 degrees. And he wanted me to feel bad for him yesterday that he was out in 60-degree water when he has me in 37-degree water. I did not feel that bad.
Well, thank you for that. And yes, the sandbar was present today, out on the back of the sandbar, riding some amazing waves. And can you believe the lifeguard made me get out of the water because there was a lightning storm? Like, how dare this happen in a free world? But he was a very nice person. So and
your hello to yes skills were not working for the lifeguard to let you surf in the monsoon.
Well, we had to get it back on a group coaching call, and right as soon as we're done with The Real Raw, I have a nice 15-minute window. I'm going to catch 2 waves, lightning, thunder, rain, whatever. So we'll be back out there. But
got it.
So, yes. So Bella Verita is present. What Bella didn't share, Will, as her fun fact, and everyone, is on Saturday, we were hanging out with Melissa Etheridge in a 20-person private concert on Siri and Beck's ranch. And Bella and I were sitting 1 foot from Melissa Etheridge for the second half when she played a ton of amazing 70s rock songs, including Bobby McGee and others as covers, having played her own stuff earlier in the day. And just to be with this legendary rock star and feel her power, her energy, and her heart, soul, it was an amazing, amazing weekend. And there may have been other fun facts, but I'll leave that for a different day that might be amusing to some and not to others. But yes, Will, so your rock love, your heart, your presence, your fun facts like resonated when we thought about Melissa this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool. So, okay. That said, Gina, we love you. You're extraordinary, and we will see you from the multiverse.
Sean Callier, that sounds amazing. We have this incredible woman named Holly Silva that's going to join on the judging panel. She'll be here momentarily. How does that sound?
All right, let's drop in with Holly. Love it, love it. And Bella Verita, who is going to go first?
I think Will should get to go first since, April, just jumped in. I think she gets a minute to just take a deep breath.
Perfect. So Will, Bella will be anybody you want her to be. What we're doing here in the Real Raw is we're exploring the power of integrity-based human influence, because everything we want to create in the world begins after yes, the formation of nations, of businesses, of relationships, of charities, of raising money. It all begins after yes, whether it's your marketing, your selling, your managing, your leading, your recruiting, your fundraising, for profit, nonprofit, it all begins after yes. So Belle will be anybody you want her to be. She could be like the spirit of Jerry Garcia, who you'd be talking to about recreating with the Grateful Dead. She could be like, I don't know, the people in Motley Crue who've just agreed to go back on tour after they signed the contract that said they had their final farewell tour. Or
Are you kidding? Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, Motley Crue is going back on tour. My son told me because he's a big fan.
Unbelievable.
Together. So they're going back with, I think, with Poison and Def Leppard. I'm pretty sure it's 4 bands are going on tour together from that grouping. Motley Crue definitely is one of them.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, because we were at their farewell concert when they swore that they would never play again. They signed the contract.
You were in LA at the farewell concert?
I was not. I was at their because their final was in LA, and I think it was on New Year's Eve, if I'm correct.
Yes, in Staples Center, yeah, in LA.
I wasn't there, but I saw them in their that tour right before. I saw them in New York. So in that, yeah. But we wanted to go to Staples Center, but we ended up just not being able to because of 5 other reasons. But yeah, I knew that they were headed there. So awesome. So, but like, you know, we could have fun like that, or it could be Bella could be an ideal client. She could be anybody you want her to be that's a relevant yes to you in the world. So Will, who would you like Bella to be?
Okay, so Bella, why don't you be a business owner that has small to medium-sized business owner that has employees, and you use these services that I market, like energy, gas, electricity, payment processing, credit cards, cell phones, internet, maybe security and automation, those kind of things. And you're spending, $1,000, maybe probably more every month on those services.
Okay, so on credit cards, phone, gas, all these things.
All that stuff, the essential stuff, and you're a business owner, and you spend this every month.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right, Bella, ready? Take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, this is Will. Great to know you. Great to meet you.
Thank you, thank you.
So, what I know a little bit about your business, which is this, and I know that you have these employees, and you also use these services and pay for these services every month, like your cell phone bills, multiple cell phones, your energy, your gas or electricity, your internet use. You probably use credit cards also in your business, payment processing.
Absolutely, we do.
Well, so you're spending thousands of dollars, maybe let's just say $1,000 a month on those things. It probably is more. But what if I could tell you that not only could I save you money on those services, maybe even get some of those services for free, like some of your cell phones, but you can get paid a portion up to 20% every month as you pay those bills. And you have this cash flow stream. So now this changes you from a customer of these companies to an owner. And now you're getting paid like the Verizons, like the Sprints, like the AT&Ts, like the big utilities. Would that be something that you'd be open to?
Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. So if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like not only can I save money on my bills and some of the things that I'm using, but could also maybe make some money on the back end.
You get paid up to 20% of those bills that you pay and others pay that you may know every month. So
now, is this like one of those things where I have to sign people up to do that? Or like if we just transfer our bills, like it does that? How does that work?
You can do both. You can do both. You can just transfer your bills over if it makes sense to get those services. For instance, our credit card processing is the best in the business. I've done a lot of these, and we save businesses typically 15 to 20% on their processing fees with better service, no hidden fees. So that's something that that could bring a lot of value, save you money. You can lead with that. I know another lot of other businesses that use credit cards and could use savings on that, because credit cards are one of the services that are so overpriced and so burdensome for businesses with a lot of hidden fees. So you can.
I might need to find out like a little bit more information, because I'm kind of confused on credit card processing and cell phones. And,
it's all a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we have my company, which is ACN, does all of the sells in all of those, most all of the what we call the essential services.
Gotcha.
So,
hey, Will.
Hey, Bella, it's a quick call. Sean Callaghan's on the line for you. He said something like, "Surf's up. There's a great white in the area, and thinks it'd be cool to check it out."
Like Great White Cafe, where we're gonna have a cup of coffee.
No, like Great White Shark and surfing. So, could you take his call?
I'm unavailable.
All right, excellent job, Bella. Will, very nice work, my friend. We'll come back with what the judges' assessments are in a minute. But April, our long jump All-American, are you ready to drop in?
Okay.
Yes. Who would you like Bella Verita to be?
Okay, Bella, I'm going to keep it along the sports realm. Let's say, Bella, you're an athlete that's on the brink of greatness, and you have a injury of some sort, and you don't know how you're going to push forward, but the injury isn't something that's going to break you, depending on your attitude towards it. And I am your coach to push you forward.
Ooh. In April, Bella just might have been chased up the hill by a world champion triathlete on Sunday morning.
There's no might about that, my friend. Bella's world champion screaming at me running up a hill. There's no maybe about that.
Well then, Bella, listen.
Hi, April. It's Bella.
Hi, Bella. How are you today? How's things going? How's training going?
It's going okay. I hurt my knee, and so it's been a little challenging to kind of get back on the horse, they say.
Okay. Well, what's stopping you? What's holding you back? I saw that you had a really good season last year, and we're looking forward to some great things from you this year. What's going on? I noticed that you haven't been into practice as much as you wanted to. And, we want the Bella that we had last year back, because we know that Bella's going to be great this year.
Yeah, thank you. It's just the knee, every time I start running, it pings with pain, and it just really keeps me from, being able to catch the speed. My mile time has gone down, significantly. About halfway through, it just really begins to be painful, and I haven't figured out what to do.
Well, Bella, this is something that a lot of athletes deal with. A lot of athletes face injuries. A lot of athletes face setbacks. People in the world face setbacks, but it's really going to depend on how you move forward and how you want to move forward.
Yeah.
If I told you that I've been there before, that I've dealt with athletes that have been there before, and that this too shall pass, but it's really going to depend on how you make it pass. You have an enormous ability to do some great things, and I absolutely want to see that happen for you, but it's going to depend on you, and we need you to get on the good foot and have faith in yourself, be positive, have a positive mindset, because these are all things that we know that you are, and that can make you be a better athlete. Is there something that I can do to assist you so that you can get to that plateau? Because we believe in you. We know that you can do it.
Yeah, I definitely believe in myself as well. And I know that there, is, things that I can do. And, my friend Sean Callaghy is always like challenging me. He's always trying to out wrestle me, out swim me, outrun me. So I definitely have a lot of motivation to, get back on the field per se. But I just, I've been seeing, stem cell therapy doctors and different things like that. And I think, just when I get my knee healthy, I'll definitely, be back on the field for sure.
Awesome. Now, I've been there. So I've had the injuries, and it was my self-determination that got me forward and got me through it. And I know that you have it in you. And because I know that you have it in you, I know that this is going to be an awesome year and that you are going to move forward and you're going to be an all-American mile runner. I see it in your future.
Thank you. Woo! I like this.
Sean said that he's got the cinder blocks set up. And so you're going to do the side kicks through the cinder blocks. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I'm ready to take this on.
Awesome job. April, love the energy. Great aspirational dynamic set up. Super heart-centered, but with great certainty. So really wonderful job, April.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see what the judges have to say.
And Sean, I'm going to walk away for like maybe 20, 30 seconds. So I may miss my line on the first judge, but I will be right back.
Are you going to the restroom, Bella?
I am, because I'm pretty sure I left my cell phone in there. I'm going to go retrieve my cell phone real quick. We'll be right back.
Peter, let's start with Will. 30 seconds of feedback, 15 seconds what worked, 15 seconds what could be optimized. So Peter, please, what you have for Will?
Sure. I thought what worked for Will was he was clear about what he was offering, how he could help. What I feel needs improvement was he went right into how he can help, as opposed to connecting more emotionally with what the pain and problem was of the participant.
Awesome. And how about your score?
I apologize. What's the score scale?
1 to 10.
I would say 7.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for that, Peter. And how about what you have for the amazing April?
I thought April did a great job of first connecting with the participant, finding out what her need was, what her pain was. She started asking questions about her. I feel what needed improvement was that she went into like loving support mode and making things comfortable, which on a sales, getting somebody to say yes, like that made her comfortable to stay still. It's a counterintuitive thing. But I felt like if she could help her realize where this pain in her life actually was needing some support, therefore April's solution could come into play. I felt like that's, I don't know if I explained that clearly, but it felt like that was an area of improvement.
Awesome. And your score?
8.
Thanks. Thank you, Peter. Let's go Lamont. Lamont, please, what did you have for Peter?
Peter, I felt that he was he's focused with regard to the issues that was confronting him, and I also believe that he wanted to focus in on actually being a good judge, but not giving away anything or giving a high score just because. But he actually kind of did an analysis or an assessment, which I thought was fair with regard to how he ended up rating April.
And your score is?
My score for him is an 8.
How about what did you have for April?
April, I like the fact that she was attempting to get the athlete to better herself or improve, or to get more adept at, completing the task that she needed to complete, get well, and then get back on the track. I thought, though, at some point she was a little, didn't listen, in my opinion, as well to the responses that she was getting from the athlete. The athlete, in essence, it seems to me, had already assessed properly where she was and what she needed to do. And I think a little more empathy on the part of April would have, in my opinion, helped a little bit better, help the athlete to be able to say, I hear you, but these are some things I believe I need to do. And I didn't quite get that from April when she was making her assessment.
And your score for April is?
My score for April is a 7.
Outstanding. Bella, welcome back.
Thank you, Sean Callaghy.
Did everything go okay?
Everything went fantastically.
Amazing. Holly, welcome to the party.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Bella, it's your half birthday. Did you realize it? Number one.
I did not realize that.
Number two, I just realized that I'm going to send you for your half birthday. A phone tether.
A what?
A phone tether.
A phone tether.
Holly, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And what did you have, Holly, besides Bella's half birthday? That was like amazing that you're figuring that out. Number one. Number two, what did you have?
Something to celebrate this weekend.
Yes. And what did you have for Will?
For Will, you are very knowledgeable about your product, what your services that you provide. And had I not known about this before, I would have been I would have been confused and only by the fact that like what you're saying is such a good deal. I don't know if you saw my expression, but I was just like, what? Really? I can get paid for paying my bills? Like, who doesn't want that? So you have a lot of really great information. One key thing to remember is that people buy emotion. People pay for emotion. And we want integrous emotion. I believe that you care about people, let people know that you care, and they're going to want to connect with you all the time. I give you a 7.5.
Nice. Excellent work, Holly. How about for April?
April, you came in so empathetically. Oh my gosh, your heart is so evident throughout the entire conversation. You asked Bella what she's thinking about her injury. You know this is a majorly sensitive subject for athletes. I hear you, I see you, and what you say and are feeling matters to me. I really got that. And then you said, I can help, and this is how I can help. One point of offering, I would say you were very aspirational with your words. Pick up your vocal quality just to mirror that. I give you an 8.2.
Very nice work, Holly. Excellent job. And yes, thank you, Holly, for being here. Bella.
Sean.
Yes.
I have a magic wand here.
Yes.
And I think we should make some magic happen on this show.
Okay.
So, we have all these amazing participants. The wonderful April jumped in at the last minute and kind of was put on the proverbial spot hot seat. And so I think it would be magical if one of these amazing folks got to put you on the hot seat and come up with a scenario for you to go from hello to yes. Like something, like maybe a marriage proposal 3 minutes after you meet someone so they can stay in the country. Maybe puff passing with Melissa Etheridge. Maybe even getting someone to go to Burning Man could be, or even maybe President Trump or President Biden, but something where you get put on the hot seat and you get to go from hello to yes with something meaningful. Wouldn't that be magical?
I think that sounds very scary, very unsettling, very uncertainty provoking. But yeah, maybe magical.
The good thing you're used to all of those dynamics.
Yes, I'll give it my best shot. But what do you think about having April have the option of doing this? And she got put on the hot seat. So she didn't have to do it, but she can have the opportunity to put me on the hot seat. So April,
I think that is a great idea. April, would you like to put Sean on the hot seat, give him a scenario that he would need to go from hello to yes with? You're on mute, love.
Yes. Sure. Okay, sure. Okay.
All right. What fun should we have with Sean Callaghy today?
Okay, Sean has to convince me, a person who really does not like to wear makeup, that you have the best makeup product in the world.
Ooh. Right. This is not easy there, April. So I love it.
Sean the makeup artist. I like it.
I am feeling on the hot seat. So, hey, April, thanks so much for being on The Real Raw the other day, and appreciate you enormously. And can I ask this question? What caused you to say yes? What's the vision you have, April, for where your mission is headed in the world?
world, I want to be a beacon of change.
Ooh. And beacon of change in what way?
To help those who cannot help themselves through advocacy, through being a legal inspiration, through my writing, however I can make someone's life better.
Extraordinary. And so what kinds of folks that would you say that can't help themselves? Like which people resonate or groups of people? And, you know, you may or may not know, I'm a blind man. So I lost my vision over the course of my life. And so I am on the board of the American Foundation for the Blind and do a lot of work with Operation Underground Railroad. So I'm present to folks that have been challenged in incredible ways. So what kind of folks, you know, resonate to you and that you're looking to help that, you know, you think need that support?
Kids, our youth need us. In my everyday life, I deal with a lot of people who are low income, people who have disabilities, and they just want to be heard. And they're here with us just like everyone else, and we should support them. And I feel that that's something that I have a passion for, and that I need to, that's a part of my purpose and my mission, is to do my part to make sure that their voice doesn't get drowned.
I'm hearing deep empathy, I'm hearing enormous vision, I'm hearing a desire to solve problems that have never been solved, and I'm hearing deep resolve based on your past competitive dynamic, like heart-centered, like I can do this and overcome and power through because of my strength, my power, my love, my heart, my certainty, and supporting people that can't do that for themselves. Is that what I'm hearing, April?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. So on this journey, may I share a couple thoughts? And I know we only have a little bit of time left, but can I share a couple of thoughts about your journey and your mission?
Sure.
Yeah. So first of all, it's absolutely outstanding and amazing. And I can't see you. I have no idea what you look like. I can't see a single thing on the screen. You sound like an absolutely beautiful human being. So you are a beautiful human being. And I also have such a deeply held belief that we should stand in the world as ourselves. Whatever that means, whatever we decide for who we are in this world, we should intentionally decide. I do also teach a lot about influence. And I do believe at the same time of our immense desire for our individuality, there's certain things that resonate more connectively and globally than other things. So, for example, the way that people dress creates, as Malcolm Gladwell talks about in his book, Blink, creates instantaneous perspective on people. The way people show up energetically has an instant impression upon people where we have to form and move or disrupt those initial perceptions if they're false. And people create false perceptions all the time. We make these microsecond decisions that result in us putting people in containers or frames. And one of the things I often coach people up on in a huge way is how we disrupt those frames and how we avoid falling into those frames in our integrous influence. You know, I've had the unique privilege of the last 4 times I've spoken of raising $3.4 million for charity, for the American Foundation for the Blind, for Operation Underground Railroad, and a couple of other amazing charities. And in that space, and this is a complex topic, I talk about everything from the most basic to the most in-depth, like what causes people to want to give $50,000 or $100,000 instead of $500 or $1,000. What causes people to want to truly get involved in something versus check the box and say, I gave, right? And in that regard, we also talk about the most simplistic of things. And at the most simplistic of levels, if we have a desire to create enormous impact, which clearly you do, and so many others do, those initial impressions, I'm a big advocate of checking boxes initially as you rise. And so if you think about somebody like Oprah Winfrey, or you think of somebody like Tony Robbins, they are much more free today to be themselves than they were in the beginnings of their career. And in the beginnings of their career, they had to create rapport. They had to create opening of listening from people. And they would be desiring to do all the things necessary not to like close listening or create false impressions. So one of the simplest things that I believe is involved in that is how we apply and use makeup. We have societal standards, we have places that people step into, and we have perceptions that are framed instantly. I am not an advocate of wearing makeup, and I own this incredible makeup line. And I believe that people should be authentically themselves. But when I'm going to appear in court in my legal career, I wear a suit. I don't like wearing suits. I don't think people should have to wear suits, but I wear a suit because that's what the norm is. Then when I'm not in that like fully normed environment, I'm hyper authentically myself. I'm in an Unblinded hat here today. I'm on the Real Raw. I have shorts on. I'm going to go surfing after this. And I'm radically myself as I present in other environments. So if that resonates at all, my simple thought is to do an attempt and try it on to see how you feel about, for initial impressions, wearing makeup, and even in the work that you do, talking about when you wear it, when you don't, and how you're authentically yourself, but in the creation of initial impression to open listening, that you may conform, we all may conform at a higher level, and over time, we more authentically lead people into their massive individuality, right? And if that resonates, I'd be happy to set up a call and talk more about it. If not, I completely understand. I know. What are your thoughts, April?
That sounds amazing. And I think I would like to try it because, when I go to court, I may, makeup may help. So yeah, I think we should set up a future meeting.
Awesome. Well, out of roll. Thank you, April. So April, how did that feel for you?
That was great. Like, I think you did a good job identifying something that was personable to me, that was important to me, to show how the product would work for me, not just in everyday thing, but I could space it out to fit where it needs to fit. And that's where we are as individuals. We have to fit in the world where we fit. So that was great.
Thank you. And let's go, Peter. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, I'm just curious how many are now want to wear makeup. Like, that was incredible.
Peter, how did that feel for you?
It felt awesome. It was beautiful the way that how you connected with her, how you created rapport, how you asked her questions first. And I think what a lot of us tend to do is we already have the script in our head and we'll go through the motions of asking the questions, but not really listening to the answer. And what was really powerful about what you did was you really listened and had a heartfelt connection to develop that rapport, to develop that trust factor. You mirrored her, you spoke back to her and said, what I'm hearing is, to make sure that she felt heard. And I think that's something that also we're all starving for that, to be heard. So I thought that you did that excellently. The one question that I had about the makeup though, because I'm very interested, is what is it about? I have the trust piece. I have the, I know, like, and love you, but what is it about your makeup that would be better than anybody else's makeup? Maybe there's a green component to it, or a special ingredient out of the volcanoes of Guatemala or something. Like what would differentiate it? So that would be my only follow-up question.
Love it. And I probably would have unpacked that in a longer conversation when I've been listening, but I love it. I know absolutely nothing about makeup. And I think the fun part of the conversation, the empowering part, is that when we have the mechanism for connecting, opening listening, and doing what Oprah said, and Peter, you mentioned it, I see you, I hear you, what you say matters to me, which is how Oprah says she held the microphone and why for 30,000 people. That mechanism allows us to create that, and paired with an irresistible offer, which is, hey, I'm not asking you to buy my makeup, I'm asking you to try it on for size. And if it fits in this micro distinction, to see how that works for you. So small ask, small ask, small ask. Risk reversal, because people are so afraid to say yes. We live in that paradigm. So Peter, awesome feedback. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And how was your time with us today on the Real Raw?
Amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, very, very cool. Appreciate you. Lamont, how was your time on the Real Raw today?
It's nice. I'm enjoying it, and it's something that I really kind of I was just thrown into this, but I like what I see. I like what I hear. Yeah.
Very cool. Somebody picked you up and threw you here?
No, I didn't mean it that way, but
I was at the gym this morning.
Get ready to become the All-American athlete. And by the way, Bella, congratulations. You're halfway to 30 years old. I think you're 29 and a half now? Amazing. Lamont, what's a big yes that you're seeking in the world? What's a yes that matters to you?
My background is such that I'm both a pastor, have been for a number of years, and I'm also an attorney. And but the bottom line is I went into the practice of law, maybe like a lot of people did, with service in mind. The way I grew up, poor, and I wanted to give back. And so over the years, I've learned how to take the practice of law and the pastoring and ministry and combine the two. And I use the skills that I've been blessed with to help people and to lead and guide and direct people. I'm good at what I do in the practice of law. I win great cases. I do great things for my clients. Same thing in the ministry. I don't look for the bad in people, but I look how to get around those bad things that cause us to fail in life. So at the end of the day, I've committed my life to serving mankind and doing the best that I can to be able to push people in a direction that would be positive for them. The last thing I want to say is I have a ministry where I have a handful of people. We've got a bunch of land, a whole bunch of things that we're doing. And the ultimate goal for me at the end is to do something for that community where that church is located, to impact them once I leave.
Awesome. Well, your heart, your energy, your intentionality are all present. Lamont, thank you for being here today. Appreciate you. Holly, thank you for joining us at the last moment. Beautiful job. And how was your day here today, Holly?
Thank you for bringing me in at the last moment. I'm happy to have met all of your shining faces and hear what everybody else is up to in this world. It's really encouraging. I love hearing it. And I loved meeting you all today. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. April, how was your time with us here today? And thank you for your courage and vulnerability jumping in as a participant. So how was your time with us?
It was great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed our interaction because it helped me identify and be able to articulate exactly what I want to do.
Awesome. So well, appreciate that, April, very, very much. And what is that? What is that you want to do?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still a baby attorney, so to speak, but I want to be a beacon of change. I want to be able to do some great things that help a lot of people. And like I said, I'm a writer. I don't know if it's going to be my writing that impacts, if it's going to be the advocacy that impacts, but I'm trying to make it all come together so that it impacts a great amount of people and that I make the world a better place.
Awesome. And I will tell you this. Oh, go ahead, Belle.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to jump in, really quickly here too, because at one point, in a time far, far, long ago, Sean was a baby attorney as well. Like a long time ago, was a baby attorney as well. And, he was recruited by one of the, if not the top law firm in New York City, where like there's 3,000 applicants and only 5 make it each year. And he was one of those 5 that made it. And then 6 months later, quit. They offered to give him psychiatric help because they thought he was crazy because nobody quit this law firm. And, 2 years later, he had a 40-person law firm and was buying the beach house that he's sitting in right now before he was 30 years old. And it is all because of this formula that he now teaches other attorneys. And as a matter of fact, there's a link in the chat that the team just put in. I would definitely download that. But just you were so inspiring, and I wanted to give back to you that just because you're a baby attorney doesn't mean you can't have all the money, time, and magic that you want. So back to you, Sean.
Well, thank you, April. Great job. And we live in a false paradigm in the law that says we're not ready until like way later, and that's just not true. And I litigated cases in my second year in my own firm against what was allegedly the top commercial litigator in the state of New Jersey. And because of this formula, because I out-prepared him, we crushed them and took a $100,000 offer to a $7 million settlement in 8 months, and made the former vice president of the bank withdraw his certification under oath at his deposition and crush the case. And I was a baby attorney as well. So don't let anybody tell you you're not ready. So April, you're a warrior, a competitor, heart-centered, you are ready. So thank you. And Will, thank you very much for being here, brother. Again, for your courage and vulnerability. How was your time with us today?
That was awesome, man. Before I forget, I got one quick another fun fact I got to share with you. I've been studying with Roger Love, who is Tony Robbins' vocal coach, and he's the same one that has Tony do the in his movie the and I've been doing that with Roger for a year. But he shared with me that he went on the road with Motley Crue and helped them on their vocals, as well as all these other stars that he mentions. But you just don't get that picture of being him going on with all these guys, Vince Neil, and helping him with their vocals, because he's really an accomplished vocal coach.
I would love to hear some of those stories.
It's amazing. I mean, every time I'm on with him about once a month, and he shares another story. It's really pretty interesting. But I wanted to share that with you since you're with Motley Crue. But I love the feedback on the emotion and the empathy. I actually have a presentation where I put more of the emotion and empathy in it. It's some to get a little bit emotional empathy about cell phones and these services that everyone uses, but definitely there is a part of that I can incorporate in this. And I totally get that people make this decisions emotionally. Been studying with other people, and they all say the same thing. And I think I'm going to integrate that into my presentation. Absolutely. There's a very much an emotional component of it.
Thank you, Will, for being here. And every single person makes every single decision based in emotion. And I could do exercise over time.
It was a great exercise for me to point that out.
The most logical of people. I was in front of the most logical federal judge in America, who said there's no emotion in my courtroom. He's an amazing man. His court rule said no emotion in his courtroom. And when we had the top jury verdict of the last decade in the state of Arizona, $27 million, he read the verdict and looked at the other side and said, I want to read the verdict, because he was filled with emotion that justice was happening. So everybody makes decisions emotionally, even if they claim to be the most logical people. So thank you, Will. Rita, final, outstanding job. As always, my illustrious co-host.
Thank you all so much for joining us here today. And I kind of dropped into it earlier, but there is a formula. There is a formula for more money, time, and magic. And so there is a gift from Sean in the chat. I definitely would download it. Tony Robbins said that there's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity. And this world needs more leaders with more heart and more integrity. And there is a formula to get there. So definitely download that guide. And then someone on the team will reach out to you to, chat about how you can have more money, time, and magic, get involved in the movement. So definitely take that call. Sean, back to you.
Appreciate you guys enormously. And we're not promoting the event because the event's only for people in our program. But if you are interested in learning more, doing more, we do have an immersive accelerator coming up on July 16, 17, July 15, actually, before the 16, 17, 18. And for folks that are on the Real Raw, there's an opportunity to attend that at no cost. And it's going to be mind-blowing here in New Jersey. And we're expecting extraordinary results. Pre-pandemic, we had 1,300 people at our event. This is limited to 200 people only coming to this event. And I'm sure it's going to be wrapped up soon. There's no push for that. But if you want more money, time, and magic, there's no better place to be. And do check out the guide that's issued here. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. And Bella Rita, the biggest challenge for people in giving rise to their money, time, and magic is that we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Right there.